I think you got to get on board.
Is it rewatchable? So let's start.
Oh, 100%. Like the minute this
Scott's like, I'm finishing this show. I'm already going, man. I got my fucking
no. The minute this, like, now I need it in the privacy of my own home with the curtains closed.
Oh, hello.
Red light, green light. We're talking movies. We're talking F1, starring Brad Pitt and Damson Idris, directed by Joseph Kosinski. Chris, slow is steady, and steady is fast.
That's what his wife says, because Sonny Hayes isn't a has-been. He's a never was. Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How Do You Like That Movie? We are going to be talking about the new Formula One film, F1. Scott, drive us away. Drive us away, doll.
What? What?
Hey, before we get into, you know what's funny about that? Sonny Hayes isn't a has-been, he's a never was. Is when I was trying to look up the exact like wording of that quote, it's almost the same as the Mighty Ducks. Like, you weren't a has-been, you were a never was. I was like, oh man, I keep getting these fucking Mighty Duck quotes. Do you want to give everybody a bit of a plot synopsis before we jump off, Scott? Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, it's Days of Thunder, but fucking F1
with Brad Pitt.
With Brad Pitt
and the crew from Top Gun Maverick, but without Tom Cruise, like Days of Thunder, which had Tom Cruise and no Brad Pitt.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say if you're gonna watch this movie, I definitely recommend watching it in IMAX because you fucking feel that car. Just like Maverick, you kind of felt like the G-force.
I love this car. This bar. Oh.
Here you feel all of fucking Brad Pitt's charisma.
So it hit you in your G spot, is what you're saying. That's what I'm hearing. Something about G-force, G spot.
The G, the D, the O. Like, it hit me.
The B had his D in your G.
But yeah, like I like this movie.
I love it. You're like, I like this. Like, you're aroused. You are aroused right now talking about this.
I am.
Audience,
I'm literally.
This is now an X-rated. Turn your kids' ears off. Scott's about to explode.
Oh, there was a ghost. There's ectoplasm.
Oh, I'm flashing back to it on the big screen right now.
Flashing or flashing?
Both. That's why you can't see me from the top down on the video side. But yeah, like
no, do the synopsis. Yes, it's like Days of Thunder, but like it's not more complex. But aging Formula One driver who didn't have his shot comes back to save a team and to school a rookie on the wise Yoda ways of how to actually drive a Formula One car. Is that right? Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, go.
Except no hot doctor like Nicole Kidman.
No, but there is a hot team mechanic, or not team. It's not a mechanic.
Engineer.
Team engineer. Yes, there is a hot team engineer.
All right. Okay, so we got that. But yeah, I like this. I like this movie a lot. I liked it a lot. Would you
say you liked it a lot?
I liked it a lot. And the thing is, like, going in, I'm glad I didn't know this going in, that this movie was almost 3 hours long.
It's 2.5. But somehow there was 30 minutes of fucking advertisements before it. I was like, what? Like, I went to an 11:30 showing, and it was and I specifically went to an 11:30 showing at a VIP, which I don't normally go to, because I had other shit I had to do, and it still was 3 hours. I'm like, you are fucking assholes. Anyway.
Yeah, and that's what, like, I went to, same thing. We had stuff to do. So I went to a noon showing, and then, we're done at like 3. I'm like, I didn't know this movie was 3 hours. But
I had to see so many Ozempic ads.
Maybe they're just giving you an idea.
Break from our show brought to you by Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Just ask your doctor.
That's right.
Is Ozempic right for you? It is, according to my doctor. But yeah, so the thing.
So who'd you go? Did you go? Yes, did you go?
I went with my son. I went with my son. Because I thought this would be something to introduce him that because he loves fucking cars, but also just in case I didn't enjoy this movie, this would have been the good like you know filler to be like, have you watched Days of Thunder? Let me introduce you to Days of
It's
Thunder.
like your gateway drug. It's your gateway.
Yeah, but he enjoyed the shit out of this one, and he was like, Tom Cruise ain't gonna do better than this. So I was like, fuck. but yeah, like I thought fucking
Well, Days of
Joseph.
Thunder is also NASCAR, right? So you deal, but he's an open wheel driver in Days of Thunder. So
Sure. What I was gonna say, yeah, like the shots in this movie are fucking good. Like they did a good fucking job making you feel like you're in these races, which I think doing some research, they did have some cameras in the actual races or something like that.
well, and Apple also did like a camera. Sorry, I keep moving away from my mic. Apple did a camera design that was like kind of built off their iPhone platform, which I mean they used in 28 Days Later, which is funny because it's the same DOP, Claudio Miranda. No, actually, it's not. It's not. Sorry, I have that confused. Forget it. Forget what I just said. But they did use iPhone style cameras and stuff inside the cars in order to get those really tight shots of the drivers. Plus, they did something where I think Panavision designed a camera that allowed them to like do panning shots while the cars were moving and stuff like that. So like the cinematography is amazing. And so Claudio Miranda is the cinematographer on Top Gun Maverick, Tron Legacy, Life of Pi, Benjamin Button. I mean, so two of those films are done by the same director, Joseph Kosinski, right? So,
yeah. And to me, like the highlight of this fucking movie is like Brad Pitt. Because you fucking like, this is gonna sound stupid, but like, he's a fucking actor, right?
He is an actor. I would
no,
argue that is correct. He is an actor.
But what I mean is, if we want to compare and contrast, like let's say we compare Mission Impossible to this, right? Like Mission Impossible, I think we had this conversation too. Is you're just watching Tom Cruise do shit. You don't feel
Tom Cruise trying to kill himself is what it is. I think what we settled on.
Right, like you don't feel that it's actually like Ethan Hunt. This is Tom Cruise doing this shit, but like Pitt.
But you felt that he became Sonny Hayes.
Yeah, like you're like you just feel it and you're like fuck it was just so good. But I feel like how quiet you are, you're gonna like fucking come back at me, and that's the thing. I'm trying to prepare myself because I don't want to say too much. I'm like, fuck, he is too quiet right now.
I'm listening to you and I'm just like, oh man, like you're like edging right now, and I'm about to just dump some fucking cold water on you. Listen, okay, and we have addressed this. I literally am not a contrarian. I do not come on this show, look at a Rotten Tomato score and go, fuck that 97 audience score. I am gonna lube up and fist it.
Oh my.
Like that's not the idea. Reason I'm talking about fisting, I just watched the 35 millimeter print of Cruising for Pride Week. So maybe that might be on my mind right now. Anyway, again, I'm offside. The critics got this sucker at an 83. The audience is fucking just loving it at a 97. The caveat I would put to that is I think all the cats, the race heads, the Bruckheimer, type people, the Tom Cruise, Maverick types, they were going to see it. They're the ones talking about this film. So you got that demographic in and you gave that demographic what they wanted. So first off, I would agree with Scott. The only tension in this movie, in my opinion, is actually the racing sequences. I think the racing sequences are really well done. But then again, if you want that, you can just watch, what's that Netflix show, Formula One, Survive to Drive or whatever. Just go watch that shit. Like, go watch that. As far as a movie, as a drama, vehicle of entertainment, and I think Scott knows where I'm going to go with this. There is a much better movie that you can watch, and that is the 2013 film Rush, directed by Ron Howard, written by Peter Morgan, with DOP Anthony Don Mantle. And the reason I got them confused is because Anthony did 28 Days Later, which we just did a show on, which I also thought was fantastic. I thought that the Script is not good. And this movie does not need to be 2.5 hours. You could easily clean this up, turn it into a 2-hour fast-paced film. I'm going to kind of walk us through that once I get some comment from Mr. Scott. So
Yeah, well,
thoughts?
in terms of pacing, I think yes, in terms of tension, it's all in the race. And I think that's what it's meant to be. I think this film was made, if you want to go back to our first season, where, you know, I was all against the propaganda of Top Gun. Like, I think this film is made as propaganda for F1 to get
100%,
into
100%, 100%.
to get into, like, to make Vegas a lot bigger and a lot more, because I don't think they did well.
You're talking about the Grand
like,
Prix, like the
Yeah,
Formula One Grand Prix in Vegas?
right. I don't think they actually did well with that. So this is probably to get more people to go watch it, but our producer can verify if I'm right or wrong. But in terms of, I think you needed the link, because in terms of the extended scenes and everything like that, it is majority race. So you're feeling it half the time, because you get to spend a good quality of time with these people that you know their characters. But it's all about the fucking race, right? And it's all about the car, and it's all about fucking
So just cut the
Javier.
shitty script down and just do the car shit. Like I said, there's 30 minutes of fucking stuff you could get rid of, and you just have a tight film that has cool car shit. So obviously I'm going to compare this to two films. I'm going to compare it to Top Gun Maverick, and I'm going to compare it to Rush, right? Because Rush is obviously a Formula One film. Top Gun Maverick has this same team. Basically, you switch out planes for cars, right? So the thing that Top Gun Maverick does right, that this film does right, obviously the aerial cinematography, the race cinematography, we both agree that is great. The challenge that this has that Top Gun Maverick doesn't have is, as ridiculous as this sounds, is that the character of Maverick, we kind of know. Like, it's a fully, to the extent that Maverick can be fleshed out. So even though the script is not awesome, although it did get nominated for a fucking Oscar for adapted screenplay, that's a different conversation for a different day. The gravitas stuff that does happen in Maverick, it happens because, like, you kind of care what's happening to Pete Mitchell because you grew up with Pete Mitchell. You grew up with Maverick. The problem with this, though, is like they're trying to do that. I can see what they're trying to do, because you got the same team, same writer, same director, same cinematographer, and you're trying to do this sports drama, and you're trying to, like, you know, have people care. The reality, though, is, who the fuck is Sonny Hayes? He's Cliff Booth. He's Brad Pitt. Like, you don't have Top Gun from the 80s as your backstory. So you gotta write that shit in there. And it just comes across as like, and some of this is taken from the quote that I'm going to use later. It's like, it's just a bunch of sports cliches overlaid with, like, kind of some not great dialogue and like a love interest. I'll tell you right now, that love interest, I was like, when that came on, I was like, you don't need this. This does not move your story forward at all, other than Brad Pitt gets to, like, have sex with Carrie Corden as Kate McKinnon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I do have some criticism about this film, and that is one.
Go.
That is one. I do agree. The love.
Breaking news: Scott is going to criticize a movie.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah. So I do agree. The love story kind of thing wasn't needed, right? Also, my one criticism as well was the last race, because I don't think you needed the added caveat to it, because I think just the you need to fucking win, or Javier Bardem doesn't have those Armani suits anymore, was fucking good enough in terms of tension and risk and reward.
Well, also, it's also like, buddy, this is you weren't even supposed to get this chance. You have this chance, and you're about to fuck it up. So let's go. Like, you're right. Like, that motivation already exists in the film.
Yeah. So, and that was the thing. Once they added, like, the extra, like, here's my lawyer from Taiwan, here's my doctor, kind of, like, once they added that shit, I'm like, you don't need that. But I do like how it ended, right? Because it is, like, how they established his character from the get-go, right? So they kept that through line the whole way, even though, halfway through it's established like this was the one feeling he wanted for the rest of the movie. But yeah, man, like I think you got to get on board.
Is it rewatchable? So let's start.
Oh,
there.
100%. Like the minute this
Scott's like, I'm finishing this show. I'm already going, man. I got my fucking.
No. The minute this, like, now I need it in the privacy of my own home with the curtains closed.
Oh, hello.
Right? Like once it hits Apple TV, right? Like, which would probably be in like 2 months. I'm definitely rewatching this fucking thing.
So you're saying, so first, okay, you do recommend you go watch this. You said watch it in IMAX.
Yeah, like, did you watch it in IMAX?
No, I watched it in a fucking VIP.
VIP, yeah. VIP.
Yeah, which was not great. Which was not great because the TV, the screen in that was almost the same size as the one in my house. So, but
so
I'm not.
Oh, okay. No. So now we just Sigmund Freud this shit. So you're just like,
all about size.
You're like, exactly. You're like, I just spent $25 for something I could have done at home. But like, and I had to put pants on.
And I had to put pants on. I mean, I was wearing shorts. Again, but I'm not disagreeing with the cinematics of this film. And again, so let's kick back to the other like really great Formula One film, which is 2013's Rush. So the difference between these two films is that, like, well, one is like totally invented. Like this story in F1 is an invented story, where in Rush you're dealing with the classic Niki Lauda, James Hunt rivalry, the things that happened to Niki Lauda as far as his crash in the 70s. So first off, you got the 70s, you got this great soundtrack. This did have I think they both had Hans Zimmer soundtracks actually.
Mm-hmm.
Hans Zimmer soundtrack in Formula One is great. But you got Ron Howard, who directed like Frost Nixon, Cinderella Man, A Beautiful Mind. You got writer Peter Morgan, who did like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, The Queen, Frost Nixon. And then you've got Anthony Mantle, the DOP behind 28 Days Later, Antichrist, Slumdog Millionaire.
But can I before you continue, can I ask you one question?
Mm-hmm.
Just how you were saying before, like breaking news, Scotty's going to criticize something. Is it also possible for you to like something on its own without having to compare it to anything else?
Absolutely. But I think we're talking.
But like these are two, like you said, these are two different movies because one is fictional and one is, a historical event. So you are going to be more engrossed and more engaged with the historical event.
No, not necessarily. Like, you can write good fiction. We write good fiction all the time. The argument that I'm going to make to simplify this whole thing down is that the team that made Rush is a dramatic team that shot a sporting movie. Therefore, you got a dramatic sporting film. The team that shot F1 is basically, they're kind of like the Top Gun team tried to do drama again, and I don't think they were successful.
Yeah, like to me, this was more an action movie with a sports twist.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
I never thought of it as drama
but they were trying to do drama. You could see they were trying to do drama the same way they did in Top Gun Maverick. It's not like high drama, but like they're definitely trying to not just make it into like a racing movie. They're trying to have like three-dimensional characters, and you're trying to have like tension between and conflict between those characters. Again, I think that's why that love interest is put in there, is to like humanize people and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, it just doesn't, you don't need it. Just get rid of it. Fucking movie's too long too.
Well, my guess is they're like, we have this fucking penthouse in Vegas. Like, we need to use some scenes. Like, we need to like just create some more scenes out of this because the shit's costing us a pretty penny.
Well, and would you not agree that this also at times, because again, it's tied in, according to our producer, it's tied in with Liberty Media, who owns F1. The actual governing body for F1 was involved. Lewis Hamilton, like 7-time champion, is a producer. But it also felt like not only just a commercial for F1, but like the racing cars themselves, fucking Heineken and a bunch of other things. Like the amount of time I was like, am I watching like a commercial again here in this movie? Like,
I'll say like one thing I think they did super smart, and Because it didn't cost them anything. I don't think, at least, and probably now because you're saying they're tied with the owners of F1, was the fact that they were there during all the F1 races and just threw them in. So you got like, because when you buy one of those fucking F1 tickets, like any sporting event, you're giving up your likeness or whatever.
Yeah,
You're allowing them.
yeah.
So
So you're
the
like, hey,
fact
there's
that-
me.
yeah. But the fact that you're like, hey, do you think Chris Hemsworth knew they were fucking filming a movie? And then they're like, let's just throw that fucking cameo in for no apparent reason, just to say Chris Hemsworth is here. And
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the other like fucking people, you're like, you're just building up more kind of star power without fucking having to pay these stars.
So this thing has a disputed between 200 and 300 million dollar budget. The director has come out and said, oh well, we had a bunch of sponsorships and blah blah blah. So we can go off of 200 million.
It doesn't matter.
As of the time of recording, I got 145 million dollars at the box office in its first weekend. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the.
It's Apple. They've got all the money. They're like $1 trillion company.
That's the thing, right? This is how I took this movie, and you can tell me if this is how you feel it too. One, it's Apple. One, this movie is a fuck you to Prime for Roadhouse, because it'd be like, oh, we have high stars, we have high directors. We don't even give a shit how much it makes in theaters because it's just gonna sell us a bunch of fucking iPhones, right? And Apple TVs. So they don't give a shit. And I think that's why, like, because in reality, I don't think this had a very strong marketing push, right? Like, I saw some trailers.
Well, they were showing it at like Formula One, and I think they played it at like Daytona and stuff like that. So they did that stuff. That marketing was like kind of their push. I think it's funny that Apple produced it and then sold the distro rights, most of the distro rights to like Warner Brothers, but then kept like the video on demand for themselves. But like, because Apple's such a big company and has all the different divisions, it's like they make a movie, then they sell it to themselves, and the money just moves around, and then it probably gets written off as a loss. And so at the end, like, they still just made money regardless of how the movie does. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's the thing that I think is kind of funny, because in terms of like what's coming out next, I think the next big one's Jurassic Park. I think this one would hold second place, right?
Well, do you know how Megan 2 did? Because didn't it open on the same weekend?
It was 10 million.
It did 10 million.
It's considered a flop.
Boom. I mean,
right?
it didn't look like a good movie. We didn't even talk about even reviewing it. I probably won't even do a TikTok on it.
But before we continue, I do have a couple of things I want to say. One, I did watch 2 other movies that I want to quickly review.
Okay. Hey, before you do that, hey, hold on. If you've gotten this far in the episode, please go on Spotify or Apple, give us a 5-star review, leave us a comment, leave us a recommendation, tell us how beautiful I am, how shitty Scott is, any of that stuff. It helps us move up in the old algorithms, and still helping with our credentials for Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, Scott, movies you liked and wanted to talk about.
Okay, so I never said movies I liked. I just said movies I want to talk about. So back to Chris's Scotty's going to criticize a fucking movie. I watched a movie. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, don't fucking do it. Don't do the same mistakes I did. I watched I Don't Understand You.
Which one's that?
It's with Nick Kroll and Andrew Ranellis. Here's the thing. And when you're talking about bad plotting, when you're talking about bad writing, this film will be studied. Because I don't understand how you can make your 2 protagonists so fucking unlikable that you're literally end up rooting for the fucking whole city of Italy to fucking just kill them. Because there's nothing fucking redeeming about this movie. It's bad, it's sluggish, and it's literally like one, I would say, like Three Stooges episode after another, where one thing slapstick becomes another that becomes a tragedy that you're supposed to laugh at, but none of it's fucking funny.
I mean, anytime I see a film that's headed by Nick Kroll, no offense, he's great in Big Mouth. It doesn't go to the top of my fucking chart. Sorry, Nick. Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
Yes. So I would definitely not recommend this movie. Not even streaming. Don't waste your time. It's not even worth Netflix and chill because it's just gonna turn you down. Unless you're like Chris and have some pills. Then it might.
That's right. Blue pill.
The
Blue pill. What was the other one?
Yeah, I finally fucking watched Predator Killer of Killers.
Oh my god, that also looked awful. How was that?
Oh my god, you have to watch it.
No.
It is fucking amazing. It is Dan Trachtenberg. I see you. I feel you.
Are you lying to the audience right now? Because if the audience goes and watches this is on
Chris,
you, buddy.
I'm telling you right now, you will fucking like this movie. And the best part is it's not long, right? Like it's an hour and 25 minutes. And it's like 4 segments.
Where'd you see it?
On Disney Plus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I went. It's a direct to streaming release, right? So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like this has gotten me, like I was on edge with the Badlands trailer, but after watching this, the way he tweaked the lore and what can come out of this, it got me excited, and I really fucking think you should watch this, Chris.
Okay, so that's Scott's recommendations. You got anything else you want to say about Formula One?
I'm right, you're wrong.
Okay, cool. So Scott gives it a recommendation. Listen, we just came out of a long weekend here in Ontario, Canada. In Canada, same long weekend. Again, I would say definitely see it in the theater. If it's on your list to see, like it's not awful. It's just like I think they could have done more. But I think that regardless if you're a racehead or not, you're gonna love the driving cinematography. So what you could do is you could watch this at the theater, and if you got something else kicking around, go watch Rush, and then let us know if you think my assessment of the two films is accurate or wrong. Make sure you're giving that 5-star review before you do that. And then if Scott doesn't have anything else to say, I am gonna leave with a quote from BBC.com. Are we good with that, Scott?
Sure.
Okay, Nicholas Barber of BBC.com. Well, Top Gun Maverick was a masterpiece. I don't know about that. That's a sidebar there. That pulled viewers into events in and out of the cockpit. F1 is simply a competently assembled collection of underdog sports drama cliches. It never convinces you that the protagonists are human beings.
And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com.
One thing, look, as everybody knows, I'm a big Brad Pitt fan. Kind of disappointed. I feel like Brad Pitt's starting to do fillers, man. Like there were some close-ups there where I was like, Bobby, have you been going under the knife? What's going on here? Like, you're a handsome man. Just get old. It's cool. What do you think? Is Cliff Booth getting work?
Yeah, just not the work you're getting. He's just like, I'm just gonna fuck whatever. Right? Those are natural juices right there on his face. But I did want to ask you a quick question but it wasn't about F1. How do you feel about Denis Villeneuve?
Oh, James Bond. I don't know, man. I've been kind of checking out of James. I'll be honest. The last time I really liked James Bond is Casino Royale. Do I think Villeneuve can handle that kind of franchise? Of course, right? This guy did Dune. And I feel like Dune and the way James Bond films have been, they're kind of the same thing. So I don't know. I think he's fine. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I'm excited, and I think more so for the casting of who ends up being James Bond.
Because Timothée Chalamet is going to be James Bond now.
No, see, here's the thing. I know that's what you're thinking, but I'm gonna throw a wild.
Zendaya is going to be James Bond.
Oh my God, Sandstorm. But here's my wild card kind of thing because of you, Austin Butler.
I mean, that would work. Why not Tom Hardy? Or is he too old?
I think he's too. I think they're getting, because this is Prime. I think this is going to be like young James Bond. They want somebody that they can get 10 to 15 years out of, right?
Sort of like what they did with Daniel Craig when they ran a bunch of films with him, right?
Right, but I think now, because this is Prime, it's gonna be like just fucking ramped up. It's like 2 years, you'll have a 1 year break, 2 years, 1 year break, 2 years, and they're just they're gonna fucking milk this shit like it's fucking Chris on a fucking Saturday.
I'm here for Austin Butler. Austin Butler. Do, 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 do.
Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.